have big ambitions for us today, so we're just getting straight into it. The agricultural hub is coming along nicely. There's still plenty more detailing needing done in it, but there's no need to rush it, I feel. The rest of the colony, on the other hand, is definitely in need of some major modernising. We're gonna start off with this strip of land separating the farming side and the rest of the colony. The builds within it are just all over the place and some really out of place, so we're gonna rip them all down. I'll have our builders make a start on it as we talk actually, and in their place we're going to turn this strip of land into a green belt, keeping the two areas separate. We'll take the spruce forest to the north and have it gradually spread down along the strip. I've installed a dynamics tree mod, which is going to help us create the forest. This mod, for those of you who aren't aware of it, basically allows trees to grow and spread by themselves. And personally, I think they look much better than vanilla trees. But we need these builds deconstructed and out of the way first. So we'll let the builders work their way through those, and I'm going for lunch. Everything's now deconstructed, and this area is looking mighty barren and a bit holy. Nothing that a few hole fillers won't fix. And a spot of terraforming. And definitely some lighting. Most of the builds we deconstructed were courier huts, so to keep the delivery system operational, I've just reinstalled them bare bones at level 5. We'll find more permanent homes for them and the other builds in a little while, but for now, forest time. I've placed down some fences to mark out the rough entrance of the agricultural hub, so anything past this line will be for the green belt. We'll plant a few spruce cones, which over time will grow into spruce trees. And some acorns too, which will grow into the occasional oak tree. I'm absolutely fine with the forester chopping down these trees whenever they're fully grown. By doing so actually, they will knock some seeds out of the trees, which will help promote some more spread. That being said, I'm also not going to wait for these trees to grow. We've got far too much to do today, so let's rev that tick speed up a bit. Oh. Now all we have to do is sit back and watch these trees sprout, pretty much in real time. Marvellous. We can make these potions of gig gas, which allows us to make big trees. So we'll sprinkle it on this tree, and now it's a mega spruce. Yeah, I think it's definitely growing taller than the others, to be fair. There's also a potion to speed up the growth of a tree as well, but you need a gas tier for it. And honestly, my way's far easier. Over the time, without me having to do anything, this forest will grow, spread and flourish. But until then, back to more gigassing trees. At the top of this hill sits all of the spare builders that we hired to deconstruct the builds, but it's also going to be the main pathway down to the farming hub. The library was located at the bottom of the hill before we removed it, but it's going to now find itself tucked away by this mountainside. Well, it will, once the builders remove these stupid houses currently in the way. On that same note, I've already set the builders to start removing all of the builds within this area too, as this is the next phase we'll be moving on to after the green belt. But the point I was making before I ended up distracting myself there is that the library's now going to sit there just opposite the university, which I'm also going to move. It's not moving far, however, but I do think that it'll look so much better sitting nice and flush against this cliff edge. Can't foresee anything going wrong with that. I'll maybe need to trim back the placeholder blocks though, so that they don't float in the air. I'm getting ahead of myself though. All of that comes later, once this area is clear. For now, we are going to make some stairs leading down this hill. I remember an episode of Heaven and Hell where I attempted to make some stairs, and let me tell you, what a bloody mess I made of them. So it's good to know that these ones will be no different. We'll make the stairs out of a lot of spruce wood and a dash of love. Yeah, looks pretty basic. I clearly don't have the love. Those stairs will then converge onto a path that will then lead you over to the hub, and in this spot we'll make an entrance to the hub. I'll admit that I did scour online for some inspiration for a potential entranceway, and I did come across one in particular which I really liked the idea of. I've done my best with trying to replicate the entranceway in Creative, then saved my attempt as a schematic for us to paste down now, just to save a bit of building time. We'll assign one of our idiots to then make this for us, but I think this fits in with the overall nature of the forest we're in. Plus, I thought it looked pretty neat, so we're going with it. And for reference, my first attempt at an entrance before looking for inspiration was this. My stairs really don't look that shitty in comparison anymore. To finish things off with the greenbelt, we'll plant a few more dynamic tree seeds, squeeze in a few proper spruce trees as well, and grow some actual proper mega spruces for that lovely podzol spread. We'll do the usual detailing of the area, place down some stones, texture with some mossy ones as well, we'll throw down some coarse dirt and some mud. We'll bone meal the ground for some grass and flowers, and I have some spare beehives we can place around as well. Get my little pals involved. We've been growing glowberries and spore blossoms in some botany pots, so we can decorate a bit with them too. This is also mainly a taiga forest, so we'll also plant some berry bushes. Oh, how do we get foxes over into this? Let's establish a crappy little road running through the forest, heading out towards the forester's hut. That connects everything up nicely then. I think we'll install one of the courier huts next to the forester, just as an additional build for this area. The couriers won't really use the building, it's just more for decoration purposes than anything else, but I think we're looking pretty good now. I'd say that the green belt is more or less finished. Like the hub, it's still needing a lot of detail put into it, but it's definitely doing its job, keeping both areas separate. And the nature entranceway to the agricultural hub has also just finished. What good timing. Damn, this is all looking so good. The original plan for this episode was to pick it straight back up just after finishing the green belt. We'd move on to the middle section and continue expanding on it. I believe this section is mainly going to house the colony's educational builds, the library, university and school, as well as reinstating some of the residences we tore down, and maybe the tavern. I'm still mulling ideas over. But honestly, I'm having such a chill time just decorating away in this forest. And we've actually made not too bad time today. So instead of rushing things, I think I'm happy calling it there for the day. The builders are still deconstructing away in the middle section anyway, and this still gives me more time to enrich things in here and plan builds out properly for next time.